It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day and announcement. I am going to be choosing my 5 lucky Zoom brunch recipients. Brunch is going to be on Sunday, April 5th at 11:30 Pacific Standard Time. That's my birthday too, so I can't imagine anything more fun than spending some time in the garden with you. Those of you on YouTube, remember, post your fancy gardening, hashtag fancy gardening challenge photos of you and your finery at my Instagram at Laura Loves Succulents or on my Facebook at Design for Serenity to enter. I'll be choosing my folks on Friday. And then we'll have the brunch together on Sunday. Many of you have been asking to see the garden in its entirety. And it's challenging because, as I'm sure in your gardens too, you have vignettes, don't you? Like everywhere that you sit, it provides a different perspective. That's why seating areas are so important in a garden. But we're going to do our best on this beautiful sunny day to show you as much as we can. In yesterday's video, we talked about this area right here and how I deconstructed it because it was feeling very run-amucky and all the plants were moving onto the patio. So we pulled it all out, we reset the flagstone, we reset some aeoniums, and I want to try to find homes for these other plants. So, like this aeonium kiwi, oh, I have so much of this, and it's so beautiful right now. I'm thinking that I'm going to want to stage that over here where I need a little bit of color. Here's the back wall. You haven't really seen, I haven't really followed up on this because it's been a work in progress over the last week or so since I started it. But I'm going to drop this cutting of kiwi right down here amongst these aeoniums behind this attenuata and see how that brings a pop of color to this area. I've got some Crassula undulata that was left over right here with its very, very shallow root system because I had started it as a cutting, but because it's going to be a backstory plant, I'm not actually going to remove the roots on this. I'll just set it in its new home right here behind this aloe. Boom. Right? This really is like putting candles on a birthday cake. You can just pop things in, move them around, reinvent. Honestly, everywhere I look, I see things that I need to do, but there is so much beauty in the garden. It is never done. But don't make the mistake of not enjoying the imperfections too. Because you can get really wrapped up in this idea that, oh gosh, this needs done and that needs done and that's a hot mess and this is run-amucky. But focus on what's right. And the overall vibe of my garden pleases me very much. And that's what I'm going to focus on today because it is a really, really beautiful sunny day. And I am in the dress that I wore to my daughter's wedding. And I'm just feeling absolutely hopeful and fantastic. Take a look. Oh my gosh. All of these succulents here that are growing along the side of the waterfall are just barely there because there is plastic liner and they are literally almost sitting on it, yet they're thriving. I've got my brugmansia tree. I can't wait to show you that. It is getting ready to go off and it will be just dripping with flowers. Look at my agave sun glow. I planted this a couple of years ago here. It is about tripled in size and it is one of my favorite things to look at in the garden. And as I move back toward Bentley's toilet, I can see blooms forming on my cactus. Oh, and something I've been wanting to show you. Look at this grapefruit tree. Look at the flush of growth, all of the blossoms. And then I had all these ghosties. I don't remember planting these amongst this grapefruit tree, but obviously at some point I did, and look at how spectacular all of that looks right now. It's perfection. And if I were to be alone on a desert island and I could only take one thing, I think it would have to be a citrus blossom. Honestly, there is no better smell in the world than that citrus blossom. So I have my little seating area here. Oh yeah, let's take a look. Remember the little spoon that we planted, what was that, like a week ago? We glued the cuttings onto it. Still looking very, very lively. That one kind of fell off. So, you know, I can putter with that some more. I can attach some more things to it. That's a little project that I can continue to work on. I've also set some leaves here for propagation to watch and see what happens. And look at this one. Now, this didn't happen in just these few days, but take a look at how the mother leaf is just giving it all to her babies. Can you see that? So it is about time to plant these or lay these on soil, because I think Mama Leaf has given all that she can give. There's even some roots there. So now would be a good time to plant that in some dry soil. Oh, so much fun. This bougainvillea tree has brought me nothing but joy. I love, love, love trimming the dead wood off of it. I do that on the daily. And then over here, I've got my collection. You know, it's not much yet because I am a designer, not a collector. So I've only just begun collecting pots from local artisans, and some of my specimen plants. Some of these things were given to me. Some of these things I have collected myself. All of them have great sentimental value. I adore this Pilosocereus, and I cannot wait for this to bloom. You know, I've got blooms getting ready to pop here. These gutters look spectacular. This is kind of a dappled sunlight area anyway. I've got a mammillaria over here, my beloved plastic flamingos. I've got an aloe Goliath in a pot, and this is Hannah's window. So lucky Hannah, what she gets to look out on is pretty spectacular. So there's a little tour for you. Oh, one more thing, my variegated Euphorbia millii. I got this at Planter Paradise in El Cajon. Isn't that so awesome? Just the most gorgeous thing. And I know there's some, oh dear, some leaves from the honeysuckle here that drop, but this gets kind of filtered sun too, and it seems very, very happy in those conditions. So I don't know about y'all, but I am going to continue to putter around out here today in this garden. It is a spectacular day. I look forward to having brunch with 5 of you on Sunday, April 5th at 11:30 Pacific Standard Time. I will announce those winners on Friday by the end of the day. Remember to join the Fancy Gardening Challenge and get your pictures submitted to my Instagram at Laura Loves Succulents or my Facebook at Design for Serenity. I love you guys. It's been a fun day in the garden walking with you. This has been Laura Eubanks with your succulent tip of the day and your Fancy Gardening Challenge.